Hello everyone, this is Dr. Prachi Mehta and I am here to provide you a session on the Unit 1, Chapter 1 called as Commercial Banks. So basically, to start with, in this particular session we will be seeing about what is commercial bank, what is a bank, what is banker, Reserve Bank of India, and we will be seeing about the structure of Indian banking. To start with, let us see what is the definition of the bank. So what can be called as a bank? A bank is an establishment which makes to an individual advances of money as may be required and safety made to those individuals who entrust money when not needed by them for use. This is a definition given by Walter Leaf. It says that it is an establishment which provides money to an individual's advances, loans and advances in a form of money as and when it is required by them and to those individuals, and it also keeps the safety of the money of those individuals who entrust money when not needed by them for use. So when it is not needed for them by use, they provide this particular funds to the bank to keep it safe, and this particular money is used by the bank to provide loans and advances those who are in need of it. Now let us see what is definition of a banker. So who is a banker? A banker is a person or a company carrying on the business of receiving the money and collecting data for the customers, subject to obligation of honoring checks drawn upon them from time to time by customers to the amount available on their current account. So basically, if we see who is called as a banker, so a banker is a person or a company who accepts the deposits from the people. At the same time, it lends the money to the ones who require them who requires them time to time, and at the same time it also honors the check which is drawn upon them for their own customers against the amount which is available in the current account or maybe in the savings account or any form of account. Now let us see what is Reserve Bank of India. Now Reserve Bank of India is considered to be an apex institution which provides controlling, regulation, supervision, promotion, development of the different banks in our country, which includes all the types of banks, all the types of financial institution. So commercial banks also come into our banking structure, and that is why commercial banks are also regulated and monitored by Reserve Bank of India. Now, Reserve Bank of India is considered to be an apex institution in the Indian financial system, and it influences the management of the commercial banks by laying down different policies, directions and regulations time to time. Now whatever regulations and policies which are laid down by Reserve Bank of India are supposed to be constantly followed and implemented. Otherwise, Reserve Bank of India has the power to take away the license of the different commercial bank. Or withdraw the license of the different commercial banks. So it is very necessary that whatever policies, directions and the regulations which are time to time changed or provided by Reserve Bank of India, it is supposed to be followed by all the commercial banks in the country. Now the Reserve Bank of India is headed by the governor, and this particular post at present is held by Shaktikant Das since 12 December 2018. Okay, now he is the present governor of Reserve Bank of India, and he is retired in 1980 batch Indian Administrative Service Officer, Tamil Nadu cadre. The term of the office typically runs for the period of 3 years. So governor basically is for the period of 3 years. Now let us see the most important part of the commercial bank, which is the structure of Indian bank. Now as we have seen earlier in the previous slide that Reserve Bank of India is an apex body. It is a top institution and under which all the banks, financial institutions and other institutions come. So what is the structure of Indian banking system? So top we have the Reserve Bank of India, which is above everyone. Then we have development banks in India. Now these development banks are in different sectors. So we have industrial sector, we have agriculture sector, we have import export sector, we have housing sector. So for every different sector we have apex banks which are formed by the country. So in industrial development bank we have the apex bank which is called as IDBI, IFCI, and one of it which is Small Industrial Development Bank of India, which is the apex bank in small industries. So we have IDBI, which is an apex bank in industrial development banks, and for small scale industries we have SIDBI. Then in agriculture sector we have NABARD, which is National Bank for Agriculture and Rural Development, which is an apex institution in agriculture sector. For export import sector we have Exim Bank, which is Export and Import Bank. The third is sector is Housing Development Bank, which is NHB, which is National Housing Bank. Then the second structure, which is below the apex bank, is Indian banking system. Now Indian banking system comprises or is divided into three sections. First is commercial bank, second is regional rural bank, and third is cooperative bank. Commercial banks are those banks which are meant to earn profit, and they are divided into two parts. First is public sector banks and another is private sector banks. Now public sector banks again are divided into two sections. One is your nationalized bank and another is state bank. Now state bank holds a very important position in our banking system because it is considered to be an agent of Reserve Bank of India. So it has its special position and it has its different statutory body. It has a different act also where different policies are laid down and which the state bank has to follow, whereas other nationalized banks includes all the other nationalized banks which are public sector banks controlled and regulated by the government. Nationalized banks includes, for example, Bank of Baroda, then Indian Bank, then Andhra Bank. All these banks are other nationalized banks or come under the category of other nationalized banks. Now state bank group again is divided into two. One is SBI and then you have associate banks, but now we don't have any associates banks, so now we have only SBI. Now private sector banks again are divided into two, which is Indian and foreign. Now Indian private banks and foreign private banks. Indian private banks are owned by Indian institutions, whereas foreign is partly Indian and partly foreign. Then we have regional rural banks. Regional rural banks are again established by Reserve Bank of India. They are meant for the rural development. The unique feature is that there were many regional rural development banks which were formed quite a few years ago, whereas I don't remember actually the date, but when it was formed there were many regional rural banks, but they started to run into loss because their primary purpose was to provide benefit to the rural sector, so they were not meant to earn profit, so they started to run into losses, and slowly and gradually those banks which were running into losses were merged with the profit making banks, and thus the number of regional rural banks have considerably now reduced. Then we have cooperative banks. Cooperative banks again has three-tier structure, where we have three types of cooperative banks in the country, which is state cooperative bank, central cooperative bank, and primary credit society, which is also called as PCS. State cooperative bank, you have generally every state in our country has one state cooperative bank, which under which we have district cooperative bank or central cooperative bank, and under them we have primary credit societies which are at the village level. Then if we see, there are different development banks in the Indian banking system, where we have industrial development banks, agricultural development banks, and export development banks. Industrial development banks are at all India level as well as the state level. All India level we have larger and smaller scale, which is IDBI, IFCI, RIBI, etc., whereas for small scale industries we have NSIC. State level we have SIDCs, SFCs, which is State Finance Corporation, SIICs, etc. Agriculture development banks we have again at three levels: all India level, state level, and local level. All India level we have the Apex Bank, which is called as NABARD, National Bank for Agriculture and Rural Development. State level, which is LSBS, and local level, which is PLDBs and branch of SLDBs. Then we have export import development banks, which is again at all India level, which again we have an Apex Bank, which is called as an Exim Bank, which is for export and import purpose. Then we have investment institution in our banking system, again regulated and governed by the Reserve Bank of India. There are three types, which is LIC, Life Insurance Corporation, GIC, General Insurance Corporation, and UTI, which is Unit Trust of India. These all three fall under the category of investment institution, regulated, monitored, and governed by Reserve Bank of India, and that is why they come into the structure, Indian banking structure. Then we have credit guarantee institutions, which are three: ECGC, DFHI, and DICGCI. ECGC is Export Credit Guarantee Corporation, which provides credit guarantee for export purpose. DFHI, which is Discount and Finance House of India, an institution in money market which controls, regulates, or deals into the instruments of money market, and it's a very important institution in money market. We have DICGCI, which is Deposit Insurance and Credit Guarantee Corporation, which provides deposit insurance and credit guarantee to the different customers. Thank you so much.